to the launch of Yellowwood's 6th white paper. This is entitled African Attitudes, Marketing Beyond the Numbers. Africa is the hotbed of change, it's a hotbed of times in turmoil, but behind that lies the most extraordinary continent of potential, of opportunity and excitement, provided you look beyond the numbers.
So we want to focus more on the nature of the people who live and work and interact and engage with each other across Africa.
So this event is to launch our white paper. It's a 6th white paper in a series, and this one is focused on African attitudes. Now we call it a white paper because it's a research-based opinion piece on what we think are the important considerations for marketing professionals in growing brands across Africa.
As brands, when we tackle the African continent, we need to be really, really smart about how we be relevant, how we create products and services, how we innovate, and how we communicate requires really, really careful consideration given the diversity that exists. The single story creates stereotypes, and the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete and they make one story become the only story. And that's the danger that we have to really, really avoid in the way we tackle our brand and marketing activities.
So from our research, it's very, very clear that there is a serious lack of understanding of the African customer.
Out of those archetypes, we looked at each one of them, we looked at the outlooks, we looked at their appreciation of the world around them, of their own lives, and we built 8 attitudes which we think are really important for marketers to connect in with.
Often organizations look at Africa as a set of numbers which represent growth and opportunity. And the real question mark for marketers should be, do we understand enough beyond the numbers to be able to engage and connect in the most powerful way with people on the African continent?
The lesson for us as marketers and businesses is invest, don't extract. Create opportunity, don't look for the $1 or the $10.
And there's no one, absolutely no one in Africa, I think, better qualified to talk about the implementation of brand strategy on this continent than Carol Abade, who is the CEO of EXP.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for that introduction. I must say, of all the work that I've seen coming out, talking about the African consumer, this is by far the best researched and by far the most relevant in terms of context. So I think to Yellowwood, it's really stunning work to get to where you've gotten it to the next level.
So brands and marketers should engage at local level. They should engage at the country context and not try and look at this big bubble of Africa as a one block.
But I think the real wisdom comes in getting the dipstick and getting the real understanding at that local level to ensure or to test that the stuff that we're churning out and the communication that we want to go out is still relevant within those spaces.
So for me, the key message is understand the markets that are priority markets for you, focus attention on your priority markets and invest in your priority markets. That's where real success is going to come from. And once you've done that, you can then plan a structured rollout, not this throw mad and something's going to stick approach that we're seeing happening within the continent.
We're not making money there because we're not respecting that it is an ever-changing landscape. And that's why this conversation remains live. Because we're dealing with a continent that is so diverse, we're dealing with so many different markets, and it's ever shifting.
So we'd love to see this white paper be spoken about. We want to take it across Africa in some kind of event-based discussion forum where we can actually talk directly with marketing people on the ground in those African countries about these issues. And it's about saliency, it's about getting that conversation to the top of the agenda rather than it just be a cut and paste job that people often do in marketing. That say, it worked in this market, let's apply it 55 times across a number of African countries. And unfortunately, well, that does not work. It's not the right way to market, it's not the right way to respect the customer in Africa. And an appreciation of those individuals' context from the inside out is the starting point.